Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations and blessings to the elect, the true men pushing the truth, right, throughout the four corners of the earth. This is a quick video, response video to the brother Howard from GMS Toronto, ahchyam. I watched the video, it got me fired up. So the video was entitled, this is for the GMS ahchyam, to endure until the end. And that's the key, because you have to endure until the end, right? Until the very end, because we're not even, we're in the beginning of the end right now, but this ain't really the end. There's still a lot to go through. A lot more tests and prophecies come to pass, right? So basically, I'm gonna read this scripture because when the brother was doing the lesson, this scripture came to mind. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 7. I'm gonna start at verse 42. Right, it says, "He answered me and said," this is the angel, Uriel, I believe, speaking Ezra's. He said, "This present life is not the end, right? Where much glory doth abide." Right? Therefore have they prayed for the weak. So this isn't, I like to choose the scripture because this isn't the end all be all, man. You look at the flamboyance of Mayweather and multi-millionaires, billionaires now, and their life, really at the end of the day, their life is full of trouble, right? Because they really don't own anything. They don't have substance. They have toys. Let's just say it like that. They have toys, and even that, they're corruptible toys, man. You got your cars and all that shit. They're all corruptible, man, right? And everything is subject to robbery, as it tells you in the book of Matthews, right? Wherein men does creep in and steal, right? That's the portion of this life. You got women that are unfaithful and unholy, right? Unrighteous. These women are all wicked. You know what I'm saying? So you can buy them, you can buy their love and buy their services, and they can pretend to love you, but as soon as that money goes, or as soon as you go or whatever, it's not a virtuous woman. So this life is not the end all be all. So brothers that are getting tempted to do something in this world, which the majority of you guys aren't even going to reach the level of Mayweather or Jay-Z, so to on a minuscule level, you're going to get even less, right? Verse 43, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time," right? And that's the missiles. That's when the missiles hit. That's the day of doom, man, right? "And the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past." So corruption will be past, right? The day of doom is going to end this world, pertaining to 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So it's a beautiful thing, because immortality, man, that's what we really want, is immortality, right? This world is full of mortality, death, mortal, right? Corruption. So we're seeking that which is immortal, meaning we're not going to live forever. We're going to live for a period of upwards 1,000 years, which is unfathomable anyway, all right? Because try to live 100 years in this kingdom, man. Even if you do, healthy and whatnot, you know how much hell and the madness you've seen in your whole life, man, and how much bad experiences you've accumulated throughout that whole life, 100 years, right? Corruption is past. Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off, right? And infidelity, end meaning not fidel, faith, right? So no faith. So the kingdom is going to be immortal, and faithful. You know, there's gonna everything good, right? Because this world is the exact opposite. It's turned upside down. Everything bad that's in this world, right? So intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. So in the kingdom, righteousness will be grown, right, to its maximum, and you're gonna have truth spring up, right? You're not gonna go to school and learn about evolution or the Big Bang Theory, or you have Islam on this side, Buddhism here, Hinduism, Christianity. You're gonna have truth spring up, and truth is slowly springing up right now. Just like you have flowers in the spring, right? What are they doing? They're springing up, right? They're blossoming. So right now the truth is blossoming, and it's gonna fully bloom in the kingdom. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's a beautiful thing, man. You know, that's a very beautiful thing. So you know, as soon as you're born, there's gonna be truth, man. You're gonna be fully embodied in truth, you know, from your parents, and really on the deeper level, it's going to be in you already. You know, they're not going to teach you, you have to know this and that. Like in this kingdom, you have to, you know, you have to learn things, right? In the kingdom, you know, which is for to come, kingdom of heaven, you're gonna have it in you, and that's the true meaning of education. You're gonna be educated, so to speak. Okay, verse 45. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. And man, that is a sweet thing to contemplate, you know, that you are victorious, right? And as you grow in this truth, as you grow in this truth, you learn that it's really a humbling path, right? Because a lot of guys that you grew up in this truth with, they may no longer be by your side. And you know, they may have done more things in the truth than you. They may have been more charitable than you. They have maybe had a more zeal or a better attitude. And at times you catch yourself thinking, why am I here? Why did I get chosen? And then at the same time, that's a demon of doubt that you have to cut off, because I've had those thoughts many times. I've had brothers that were brothers, you know, like closer than a blood brother to me, and they've been cut off. And I said, damn, like that brother, he was more charitable than me. He was, you know, on a deeper level. You know, why did Most High choose me? And then I gotta say, yo, that's a demon, because the Most High chooses you because he wants you, and you better accept that. You know, you better fall on your knees to that, man, and praise the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua always, and never doubt his decision. You know, right? So no one's gonna be able to oppress him that gets the victory. That's a beautiful thing. You got the victory. You're on the chair. Esau's not gonna come and say, hey, this guy, you know, or no demon's gonna come. If you're chosen, man. There's no authority that could go above the Most High's decision. You know, that he predestinated you for that victory. Verse 46, I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else when it was given him, to have restrained him from sinning. You see, because Ezra's just tripping out, because he's, you know, in the flesh, right? Because he's saying, man, all this shit we're going through, and you're giving me all these prophecies that we still have to go through. Because he just came out of the Babylonian captivity, and he was also during the Persian captivity, and he's seen the prophecy of the dragon with all the heads, right? He's seen the Roman Empire come to pass. He's seen Yahushai be born. He even seen the Dark Ages, because it said, I think in this chapter 7, he said, you know, 7 days shall men shall it be dark on the earth, or no understanding, something to that effect, right? And he's seen all that shit, so he's starting to trip out. He's starting to bug out, you know. And he said, man, we got way more to go. So he just said, man, why is this all happening? Why did you even give it unto Adam? Or why didn't you restrain him from sinning? And the direct precept that is Romans, right? He's made the creature was subject unto vanity. Sub meaning under, ject, rule, under the rule, right? And again, this is all going back to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is their movie. It's plain and simple, man. we're just like the brother Wasip said, we're just maggots, man. You know, we're just playing our role. We're microorganisms, man, at the end of the day, you know, so we're subject to everything, to the will of Yahweh, ahchyam, you know, we're just, you know, that's what it is. And in the flesh, you do question that, but it's beautiful, because Ezra's back here today, and he has that full understanding, and the understanding has been magnified, because a lot of the prophets back in the day, they weren't given understanding of even their own prophecies. And the beautiful thing is they're back here through the reincarnation, and they understand their own prophecies. You see how that works? It says, verse 47, for what profit is it for men now in this present time, right, to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment, reincarnation? When you come back, you pay for the sins of your former lives, right, and the sins you committed in those lives. And as was asking some deep questions, but now we get the understanding, you know, because in Daniel, right, in Daniel 12, the Most High said, shut the books until the time of the end, and then it says knowledge shall flourish, right? Verse 48, O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou wert not fallen alone, right? It says, but we all that come of thee. So, right, so again, we're all spring from Adam, and we all suffer through that, which he was Yahweh Shai, and I was all spiritual anyway, because he was Yahweh Shai. So through him we fell, and through him we have arisen. Talking about Israelites, and it just shows you this is all for Israel anyway, because other nations, they play a minuscule role in this, right? Because the Adam and the Adamites fell through Yahweh Shai, then Yahweh Shai came back as Yahweh Shai, meaning the name, because he wasn't known as Yahweh Shai, that wasn't his name, because he wasn't the deliverer back then, right? And he came back, and he brought back Israel to rise. You see how that works? So it says, verse 49, for what profit is it unto us if there be promise in immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death, and that there is promised us an everlasting hope. I'm going to keep reading. It says, yeah, and that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves, being most wicked, are made vain, and that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly. You see, amen, there's set up for us things, dwellings of health and safety. You know how deep that is, man? Those aren't no regular words, man. Health and safety. You're gonna have real fucking food, not this GMO garbage, man. Health of mind. You know, if you're plagued of the mind, you have mood swings, you have depressive episodes. You know, fucking all this Alzheimer's, all this shit. And safety. You see how that works? Safety, man. That's something you're not in this fucking wicked kingdom, man. You know? Any moment. That's why this place is known as the valley of, you know, it's a shadow of death. Right? Go walk through the valley of the shadow of death. The shadow follows you. Everywhere you go, death follows you in this kingdom. You see? Wickedness. That's beautiful. It says in verse 52, and that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led to weary life. Slakia, I'm gonna read it again. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life. And we have led a weary life, man. A wearisome life. You know, a life full of soreness, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all, and that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it, for we have walked in unpleasant places. So as is just saying, yeah, man, we've you know, since Adam, all these kingdoms came, risen and fallen, and all this tribulation and hell, and we still got more to go. He said, why are we in this matrix, basically? That's what he's saying. Verse 55, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. And I'm gonna look up that word later. Abstinence. I didn't look that word up. So it seems like a good word, right? It says, for while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death, meaning reincarnation. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That, hey, this is the condition, man. This is the will and the program and the modus operandum of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the algorithm, whatever term or word you want to use. It says, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer, as thou hast said. So if you be overcome, you're going to suffer, as you have said, right? But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life where Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live. See, this is going back to the old covenant, which is really the new covenant. It's the same thing. This is life. This is the medicine. The kingdom of heaven that is in thee, the elect. Right? And the same thing that Moses spake about, choose thee life, meaning the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But could we keep them? No. Why? Because we're in these chains of darkness, we're in these wicked bodies, this flesh. It cannot come to pass. See? So now this is where the second covenant comes in, which is the same thing, except we're going to be freed from these chains. The laws are going to be imparted into us. Right? So it says, verse 60, nevertheless they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. I answered then and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful, and that he hath mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world. Right? And then it says, verse 63, and upon those also that turn to his law, and that he is patient and long suffereth those that have sinned as his creatures, and that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needeth, and that he is of great mercy, for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are present and that are past, and also to them which are to come. For if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world would not continue with them that inherit them. You see, so yeah, man, if the Most High Yahweh was a merciful man, no one will be saved, man. That's why we're nobody, we're nothing in his kingdom. You know, we're nothing really in general. You see, we're all our righteousness is into filthy rags. There's no room for boasting or to be proud or whatever, man. You know, there's just room for service. That's all there is. We gotta service Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? He's a merciful power, man. It says, verse 68, and he pardoneth, which brought out on the highways. You gotta seek to get pardon, man. You gotta seek that your sins be washed away and you be found in a white garment with a crown. Right? That all your tears and everything be wiped away, man, as it says in Revelations. Right? And he pardoneth, for if he did not so of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them, the 10,000th part of men should not remain living. Okay? It says, verse 69, and being judge, if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, and put out the multitude of contentions, there should be very few left peradventure in an innumerable multitude, man. You see? So if you didn't forgive them that are cured with his word, so you got to forgive. And then also you got to forgive your brother. You have to forgive. So the Most High has forgiven you, but you're not going to forgive your brother. Which that's a parable in the book of Matthew chapter 18, right? When he speaks about a king that was forgiven of his debt, but then he went to a servant and his servant had a debt with the king, and he started strangling him and saying, oh, where's my money? And you know, so you got to, hey, it all goes downhill, man. Everything flows downhill, right? Water flows downhill, down the mountain, right? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is very merciful. You see, so with that, that was just through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, something that just sparked in me, and a beautiful lesson that the brother did, the brother Howard. You know, and yeah, but you gotta endure, man. You know, all this is a movie, and we're just small little pawns, man. You know, and we are very grateful. I'm very grateful to be a part of this. This is an exciting time we're living in, man. This is a very exciting time. and you should be just glad to sup with the Lord at his table. You know, that he knocked and he let you answer the door and he's supping with you. That's a very beautiful thing, man. With that, I want to always say Kal Halal La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Alright, Famyad, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, who I learned the truth from. Salutations and blessings to the elect, the true men, alright, the predestinated men that are pushing the truth, alright, always through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Until next time, I say Shalom.